So I've been really trying to wrap my mind around Brandon Ingram potentially playing with Joel Embiid and what would that look like. So I went back and looked at BI's second year in which the Lakers acquired Brook Lopez. Now I understand Brook Lopez is not Joel Embiid, but we all can acknowledge there's some similarities there. And the first thing that stood out to me was the pick and pops. That year, Brook Lopez made 112 threes, which is significantly more than Joel Embiid has ever made. Although it wouldn't surprise me if we see him taking more as he gets older, but of that 112, Brandon Ingram assisted on 25 of those. That doesn't sound like that much, but they only played 53 games together. So if my quick maths are right, BI assisted on 22% of his threes while only playing in 71% of his games. So that connection is real, and I feel like it would work just as well as a little mid-range jumper for Joel Embiid, right? But something else I found, and probably more important, is how much Brook Lopez was able to find BI off the ball cutting toward the rim, and this would be amplified playing with someone like Joel Embiid. This is really an area of BI's game we don't really see anymore. So just looking at the Brook Lopez, situation, I know again, Joel Embiid's not Brook Lopez, right? But just looking at how simplified the game was for him playing with Brook Lopez, just thinking about how much better Joel Embiid is than Brook Lopez, and thinking about how much better Brandon Ingram has gotten since this moment, I don't know, I'm talking myself into it. It wouldn't be a situation where BI just had to stand in the corner and chuck threes, because we all know he's opposed to that. I feel like it would be a situation where all they need is 5 threes from you, BI, and Tyrese Maxey's gonna chuck them, and the role players are gonna chuck them, and his role would be pretty, simplified on his team, and I feel like we'd get the most efficient version of BI that we've ever seen. But in particular, the off-ball stuff and the easy off-ball looks at the rim, something BI does not get anymore playing in New Orleans. And if you have a defense already loaded up toward Joel Embiid, Brandon Ingram's going to be able to feast in that situation. So just thinking about the options, I would love to see Brandon Ingram play with like a bona fide star. So it's nothing's up for debate. Brandon Ingram's gonna, get in where he fits in, but still have an opportunity to really showcase what he could do on the court. And I feel like Philly would be a great spot for that. So then you might be thinking, well, all right, how does he fit with Tyrese Maxey? And the first thing that comes to mind is transition. Tyrese Maxey is a blur in the open court, and Brandon Ingram is pretty good at finding those streaking players. So BI is gonna be on the boards, look up, Tyrese Maxey's already gone. That's one way I feel like it could work very nicely. And it works because he can push the ball, survey the field, and if it's not there, Joel Embiid's going to be trailing anyway. Another reason I might be encouraged is BI's dynamic with CJ McCollum and Tyrese Maxey also being a volume 3-point shooter. And I know these pick and rolls on your screen that you're seeing right now, it's going to be different because it's going to be Joel Embiid, it's going to be guarded different. But imagine a Brandon Ingram, Joel Embiid pick and roll with Tyrese Maxey in this CJ McCollum role. And I'm not saying Tyrese will be the third option, he's going to be the second option. If anything, off threes alone, he's going to be the second option. But you guys can see the vision here. See all the open looks that CJ McCollum was able to get here. And I'm not going to lie, to a certain extent, I was trying to talk myself into it. But watching these CJ McCollum clips and thinking about that being Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, how much more attention that Joel Embiid would draw. And, Maxey's not a better shooter than CJ McCollum, but he's much more explosive. These plays would be happening with much more speed and pace at him. I'm all in, I want this to happen. Now, last player that I want to point out how BI would fit with him is Kelly Oubre, and I'm kind of assuming Kelly Oubre is going to be back. I know he played well, but I'm still not sure who's going to give him like a real bag. Maybe I'm wrong in that, but I would want Philly to keep Kelly Oubre in this situation. And this is where I bring up Herb Jones. Now, I just recently posted a video of every Brandon Ingram assist to Herb Jones, and most of those were cuts and corner threes. And this is another situation where it would be amplified because I don't think Kelly Oubre maybe has the perfect timing on some of these cuts and chemistry that Herb Jones developed with Brandon Ingram, but he's the bigger player and he's much more forceful at the rim, and I feel like we would see some BI dimes leading to some Kelly Oubre posters. And in this scenario, if they go for Paul George, they have to give him like $50 million. BI's on $36 million this year. Who knows what it gets extended to, but in this scenario, they can sign or trade for BI, still have a little bit more money to sign a Kelly Oubre, to sign a DeAnthony Melton, whoever it might be. But I would love to see them be able to keep Kelly Oubre in this situation as well. But yeah, I'm talking myself into it. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think BI would be a bad fit on Philly? I've narrowed it down to 2 teams, not on where I feel like he would fit. I mentioned a bunch of teams I feel like he would fit. The Warriors, the Kings, bunch of places, right? But I feel like it's going to be either 2 teams that get BI. It's going to be Philly or it's going to be Detroit. And right now, if I had to pick one that's actually going to happen, I'd probably pick Detroit. because BI is not going to be Philly's #1 option. I feel like Detroit's more likely to just give him that max extension. And I feel like it makes a lot of sense for Detroit where they're at in their, rebuild here. And the fact that they have a player that would just be helpful on the Pelicans. I believe a deal centered around Isaiah Stewart and the #5 pick is going to be Brandon Ingram going to Detroit. That's my prediction. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen in the comments down below. And let me know how you feel about Brandon Ingram in general right now. Let me know what team you root for and if you would want him on your team. Let me know all that down in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please drop a like. Please subscribe. Please comment. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out. Peace.